And we're live. So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to issue 76 of Build the Classic Routemaster. And I know what you're all thinking. Where is Penny? I am. I know I've done a Penny and not muted my mic. Yeah, so I am Penny this evening. Unfortunately, Penny has got to work, and I'm taking over the show for this evening. So there won't actually be a build, but we will be going through all the parts, looking through the magazine, having a bit of a question and answer session, interacting with you viewers. So yeah, we should have some good fun. So before I carry on, I have got 3 guests with me to help with the show this evening. So let's all welcome first Fleetwood J.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's fine.
We've got Dave Say.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I'm Penny number 2 or number 3.
And last of all, but not least, we've got Adrian.
Hello, everyone.
So
I always help out with the show as well.
Yeah, Adrian is absolutely fantastic. Those of you that don't, you should all know by now, but those of you that don't know, Adrian helps us with all the scans that you see on the shows, and it's a massive help. So thank you very much, Adrian, for doing that.
Certainly.
So yeah, so this issue is 76. So let me just go through a few of the comments, and then we'll get started and have a look through the magazine. So we've got Mark Knight, good evening. We've got Roger Kendall, good evening. Obviously Adrian Langley, who's in the chat. Andre Wadups, is that hello? Sorry if I've said that wrong. Shane Bostock, hello. I think you're new here, aren't you? So welcome, very big welcome. And he's done issue 76 today as well. So yeah, Shane says he found this YouTube channel today. He's been watching it all day. So yeah, as I say, Penny's not here. I've hijacked her account for this evening because she's working, but Penny will be back here next week. Hopefully, well, I'm not sure. Obviously, she's driving, so whether she'll pop in later or not, I don't know. But it's all under control. We've got Love Minis. Hello, how are you? Hope you're well. Oh God, there's so many comments to get through. We've got Peter Whitlock. Hello, good evening. How are you this evening? Gordy Booker. Hello. Yeah, not seen you for a while. How are you? Hope you're well. Dave Milne. Hello. How are you? Bonbrook Bond. Hello. Good evening. Chris Davies. Hello. How are you? Hope you're well. Chris Camplin. Hello. Hi, Penny. I look different. P40F20, hello, how are you today? And Model Zone, hello, how are you? And Ian Martin, good evening. So I think what we'll do first is if we go through the parts, Adrian's not quite ready to fit the parts to his build yet. Because he's still got previous issue to do, I believe, 75. So yes. He won't be able to actually do the build today, but we're going to talk through it, and Adrian's kindly going to show us the parts as I'm going through it. A bit like what me and Penny do, except obviously Penny will not be building it this week. And I think she will catch up at the beginning of next week's show. So we'll have sort of a double show next week where she'll do 76 and then we'll move on to 77 as normal. Okay, so I will show you what is in the magazine and then we'll go through the parts for this week. So we've got this week the upper deck lighting and other electrics. In this issue, we continue to fit the electrical connections, including the lighting for the upper deck and the rear lights, which was interesting because we said that last week. I wasn't even sure we were going to get any rear lights, and that was a bit of a surprise to me, or it was just because I didn't read the the introduction very well. So it looks like we've only got 3 parts this week. So I'll go over to Adrian and we can have a look. So the first part is 76A. And that
let me get it all out of the packet.
No worries. There's a little balloon here as well that says, when working on the electrics, I'll just show you. When working on the electrics, in this bottom corner here, always make sure that the power is turned off before you plug in any cables. And I'm guessing that's, I mean, it's a bit like, I don't know, any of you that may have built a PC or worked on a computer, it's the same thing. You could cause a short. I expect that, the circuit board's quite fragile and you could damage it. So, yeah, make sure it's off anytime you're playing with the electrics. Okay, so 76A is cable N. Okay, and that looks like a very long wire with 4 strips of, 4 circuit boards with LEDs attached.
Yes. And
then
each one looks like got 3 lights on it.
Okay.
But according to the diagram, there could be 1. Without undoing it all.
No. I think there should be 2 LEDs on each strip, much like the issue 58. And then there's also a connector, or it looks like there's a connector halfway with an LED on the end, and then we've got a plug labeled N on the other end.
Let's start with the plug. You've got the plug. You've got 1 bar with 2 lights on it. Then after that one, you've got another bar with a light there, and light there.
Okay.
The next bar, you got 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. And the final bar, you got 1 there, 1 there, with a plug and a socket with an LED at the end.
Brilliant. Okay.
So we have total of 6, 8, 9 bulbs. Is my maths correctly?
11, I would say. It's 2 bars got 3 on.
That's 6.
6. Then you've got
of course, yeah.
2, which we
that's 10. Yeah.
And then you've got the 1 on the very end.
Yeah, I was just doing the maths quickly.
Yeah, that's all right. Brilliant. Okay, so that is the first part. So there's actually quite a lot there, isn't there? Quite a big part. 76B is cable O, and that is this part here, and that looks like an LED strip with 3 lights on.
Yes. Plug, LED, LED, LED.
Brilliant. And then we've got 76C, which is labeled cable G. And again,
correct.
It looks like it's got, let me just flick over quick. That looks like it's got a connector halfway or just over halfway. And then there's 2 LEDs connected to that.
That's correct.
All right, so back to you. Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, 2 LEDs joining.
So I wonder if we're going to have to disconnect them at some point through the build, because it's a bit weird why you would like add a connector to. Why not just have the wire go straight through? I wonder why they've added a connector.
Probably the length, where it's probably. If you're thinking about it, if you have a whole load of them going down the same chute, the
Yeah.
same area, it's going to be bulking up, isn't it? That's probably why they've done a connector. It's probably trying to connect them. It's easier probably doing it with a connector than it is soldering joints together.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so with those parts in mind, we'll just go through the magazine and see what the steps are involved. So Penny's probably going to be watching this back later. So Penny, if you do not want a spoiler, please just stop watching for a few minutes because I know you don't like the sport. I know you don't. You don't like it to be sport for you, but I'm sure you're probably going to watch this anyway. So step one would be to connect the cable N, which is 76A, to the free socket on the end of cable N, 58C. Okay, so we should have a
that would be
wire
this one.
that is already hanging out from the bus. So it looks like so it looks like cable N is actually going to be connected into that. That's already there. Oh yeah, already attached to the circuit board. The LEDs on cable N 76A are the lights for the ceiling of the upper deck. So that is the first step, just to connect that plug into there.
Yes.
And there's some nice pictures here of it showing up. So that's quite nice then, because it won't be so much of a fiddle trying to connect that into the circuit board, because I know Penny had a bit of a hard time last week. Not a hard time, but it was quite fiddly, and I know she had to get her tweezers out multiple times.
Well, they suggest you use tweezers, don't they?
Yeah. And step two, after checking all of the connectors are fitted securely, press switch 38M to check that the LEDs illuminate on cable N 76A to see the glow effect better darken the area where you're working. So that's really good, because I mean, obviously going back to my build, obviously I've just done issue 58 myself, and I had no way of testing my LEDs. So those of you who might have seen my video, I actually use this. I've brought it up a few times. This is an electrical tester, and it actually tests the capacity of capacitors and other electrical components, and it gives you a readout and tells you if they're faulty or not. Basically, if there's a problem with something, it will tell you. It will just say this is not working. But I found if you connect an LED to it, it registers it as a resistor, but it does actually flash the LEDs. So I managed to test mine with that. But obviously, this stage here, because we've already got the main electronics installed into the bus now, it's easy to test everything's working as we go. So that's really good. So
I'd like to point out Penny's in the chat.
Oh, Penny alert, oh my God.
Behaviour.
Evening. Okay, she's on a timeout point, so she's got a couple of minutes to say hello. How are you? So I suppose you're going to have to be me today then, Penny. As if I'm Penny, you've got to be Horlicks, surely.
No, she signed in twice, you find.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Oh, I see.
Doesn't she have a Lady Phoenix one? Is it Lady Phoenix, is it?
Yeah, she has, but it is coming through as Paint with Penny. So I'm surprised it hasn't glitched out, actually. I'm not sure. Well, it must be all right. Kylie caught bus spots. He caught Penny again on the 74. Penny and I. Oh, anyway, right. Penny's got to go now. Thanks for popping in to your own stream, and I'll speak to you later. Take care. Okay, so back to the magazine. So that is step two. So we're going to test the roof lights. That's really good. part 3, we're going to plug cable O 76B into the socket O on the circuit board, and that looks like it's the top middle left plug. So I think the further we're getting on now, I think Penny actually filled most of these plugs up on the last build, so there won't be too many to navigate, I don't think, now. And then we've got step 4. Again, we're going to press switch 38M in the driver's cab to illuminate the red LEDs on the cable. So they're red LEDs on cables O. Press the brake pedal to see that the LEDs become brighter. That is really good, actually. So they work like real ones. So they're going to be dim, and then when you push the brake light, they're going to brighten up a bit.
Yeah, really cool.
This is going to be the problem one now. How many brake switches are not going to be working or working?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because
that's not going to be easy to sort that out, is it, now, with all the everything else attached to the chassis, is it?
No, that's it. And it was really fiddly as well. I mean, I don't know about you, but I did test my pedal.
I tested mine, but mine still seems very
iffy.
Iffy,
yeah.
I test my ones. There you go. It just spits flash a bit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm using a little circuit box with yours.
Oh, you've got the same as what I've got then.
Yes.
Oh, brilliant. There you go. Adrian's got the same kit as me. Actually, yours looks better than mine. Mine's just a loose circuit board with a screen attached to it. But yeah, so Adrian's
I went for this one because then you got these little connectors sort of thing.
Right. Yeah.
I got a little lead with which I got with the plug, so that's how I'm plugging it on.
Oh, I need one of those plugs, and I need the link to that gadget you've got, because I can't have you having one better than me. Right. No, it looks good. I need to get one of those, and I need to organise a proper plug because I'm balancing wires on at the moment. So, okay, so step 5 is to, I expect, connect the last cable. Yeah, plug cable G76C into the socket G on the circuit board 59E. And that looks like it's over here at the far bottom right. Yeah. There you go. And then once we've done that, we're going to press switch 38M so that you can see the 2 flashing LEDs on the cable G. These are indicators. So those LEDs are going to be orange. So, right, can someone correct me? If they're indicators, we've got our orange LEDs. How come there were 3 on this rail? Did the Routemaster have 3? I thought you would have 2.
Yeah, it did have 3 brake lights, I think, at the back, yes.
3 lights at the back, yeah.
But, I mean, this is for the... Oh, sorry. Right, I'm getting confused with the image. So you've got 3 red lights, which are the brake lights. These are the flashing ones here, which we've got 2 of. I thought there was 3 indicator bulbs. I'm thinking, that's a bit odd.
I don't know whether you can see this model or not.
I was about to say, yeah.
But this model has 3. There's one right in the centre above the registration, and then there's 2 either side.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
they represent the three lights.
Brilliant. Yeah, I'm so excited. Like, this build was good when I signed up for it, and it just seems the more I'm building it and the more I'm finding out and all these issues, I'm just getting more and more excited as the day goes on. Like, just all this stuff it's got, it didn't go into much detail, I don't think, like right at the beginning, the introduction.
No, it didn't, did it?
I think the indicator will be a colour lens.
Indicator lens, yeah. So I suppose that would be attached to the outer skin.
Yeah.
And then attached There is part of the build I am quite nervous about, and I'll explain about that in shortly.
Are they just white bulbs then, Adrian?
Yeah, hang on. If I test them,
Just white, aren't they?
do you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They had a tinge of orange, but it could have just been the camera.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, the others looks about the same as if you take the main light ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I do these ones.
Oh, I see.
Do you notice that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, brilliant. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, send me a link to that little gadget when you get a minute, please, Adrian.
Certainly.
Right, so this is the finished view. So with this, I'll let you study this for a minute. We've got all of the components from last week. I think Penny put them inside the bus just for safekeeping, but we've got all of this stuff laid out. And it says you may find it helpful to tidy the cables and hold them in separate bundles with small cable ties or short lengths of wire. So saying that being said, I'm guessing that we're going to have to store these cables like this for quite a while if they're suggesting cable ties.
Yeah, I think so too.
So that is the build for this week. Obviously, we haven't actually done the build, but that is what we'll be getting. So, oh, I'm stuck on Adrian. Look, I've messed the camera up already. There you go. Let me just go back to that because I missed it. There you go. So yeah, here we go. We've got all the wires hanging out, and we've just got to leave them there. And obviously, it's saying put them into bundles. So yeah, what I think Dave was going to touch on this shortly anyway. But what I'm really confused about is we are doing this issue and wiring up all of these switches and LEDs and stuff, but we haven't even got the roof panel yet. And I know when I did my recent issue 58 behind me, I did build the roof, then I put the LEDs in the top. So it's interesting why we are doing this so early on. And I don't know if anyone's got any ideas on that or any speculation.
I think it could be to protect the battery box. You know, finally install the battery box. So that's quite fragile, that hanging around over time. Do you know what I mean? So I think anytime soon now, we would probably screw the battery box in ready. May even get the battery box cover sometime soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sort of that way, then it will protect the wires and the inside the circuit board as well.
Yeah.
And then obviously, then as we carry on with the build, we've got the parts there ready, haven't we? Yes, it's going to be a pain to have all that cabling floating around for a few months, but you know, at least then it's there ready.
Well, that's
it would have been nice perhaps to have a lower lighting earlier, so we could have tested it earlier, maybe. You know, even if they give us just a test pack, if you know what I mean, because we had to wait a while. What now? You're on 58. You've just installed your lighting. You've got to wait till what 75, 76 to actually get it to work properly.
Properly, yeah. But that's what I mean. That's why I thought I'd touch on it, because when I took, obviously I've just done 58, and that had the same. Obviously, I've built the roof, and then I got a very similar setup with the LEDs. You've got the boards. Yeah. Now those ones, Adrian, look longer possibly than these ones.
Yeah,
if I'm right. So these are really, really fragile, and just to leave them sort of hanging off the side of the bus is a bit worrying I'm sure it'll be all right, you know, because once you've built it, you'll probably put it somewhere safe. But more like if you've got a busy household or there's kids running about, or I mean, obviously you'd put it somewhere safe. But I just think it's a very fragile thing to
I suppose what they're thinking is once we've got the upper deck on, say we've got the rest of the metal chassis and the top deck attached to that, you could put the lights in the middle of in the middle of the aisle, and that would sort of protect it because you've got the seats there already, haven't you? So
yeah, I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't know about anyone else, but yeah, when I get to this stage, I will probably do what they say. I mean, I've got my electrical tape, which I love. I've got loads of it. It's here, a bit up there. Everywhere I look, there's electrical tape. I'll probably just tie mine up with a bit of electrical tape and carefully place it in the bus, a bit like what Penny did, and just keep it together, because there's going to be a lot of, I expect, as we go on, we're going to be doing more work on the bus, unless we're going to be working on something away from the bus, like the roof panels and the handlebars, the roof bars and everything. So maybe we won't need to touch the actual main bus.
well, you got the destination blinds, aren't you? They're going to be quite fiddly, aren't they? So
Yeah.
the front one's going to be movable, so you obviously got some kind of gearing system and ratchet system to turn the blinds on the front of that one, haven't you? So
Oh, amazing! I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you look at the original document, it does actually say working blind box. So that goes on the front. So, so it'll be interesting when that comes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we've got a few more comments. Let me just scroll back up a bit. So yeah, Penny's been and gone, working hard. Oh yeah, Mark Knight says, yeah, she's checking up on me. I know, I don't feel trusted. I think she's come in to make sure we've actually turned up. Of course. Chris Camplin says he likes the electronic board, has London Bus written on it. Obviously, I haven't got that far, so I can't comment on that. But Bond says his brake pedal didn't do anything. Shane Bostock said looks smart, brake lights. And Chris Davies says, can we see the red LEDs? Adrian, were all your LEDs flashing white?
No. The red ones was flashing red.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed that.
I'll get it back out again.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you. Mark Knight says, no innuendos this week. I think it's a joint thing, though, isn't it? I don't think Penny's responsible. I think we're all just as bad as each other. Actually, Chris Camplin's the worst. No, it's not. I think it's Mark. Mark starts it off.
There's always one in the classroom and mucks around, isn't there?
Yeah. Dave Mills says the look close together. The other switch on the cab floor, we know wires going to it. Do we know what that does? I don't think it's going to do anything. I think that's just there for sort of looking at, basically, in the feel of a switch. But I don't think it will actually operate anything because
that switch in the cab was originally going to do something, and then they changed the design, but they didn't move that switch elsewhere. So the design of that switch has to stay where it is, and it is actually a micro switch, but it doesn't do anything. It was originally going to do something, and that bit of information came from the guy who actually owns RM857.
Oh, okay.
And so Hachette was obviously in touch with him, and they kept him informed of certain things they was doing, and then they actually told him that they wasn't going to use that switch, even though they'd put it in. So they're just going to use them other two. But that's all the information that I know on that score.
Right. Oh, well, that's. I mean, I didn't even know that. So there you go. So yeah, it makes sense, because I thought it was a bit odd to use just a dummy switch. Because I would have thought if it was just for, looking at purposes. I can't think of the word. If it was going to be for that, then surely they would have used something a bit more, realistic than just sticking a switch through. But maybe that would, because originally, am I right thinking we had this discussion? It's for the main beam, is it? Or is it for? Because there was a bit of. Some people said it was for a radio or something.
Yeah, there was a radio switch, but that's beside the by. I think it was for switching to main and dip beam.
Right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, because I suppose the radio would have been fitted by maybe the bus company anyway. They wouldn't have come standard on the buses from factory, I assume. So that makes sense. Okay. So yeah, Phil Green.
Shall I do these red lights, by the way?
Oh, sorry. Right. Let's. We'll go to Adrian. He's going to show us the red lights, Chris. Yeah.
Did you get that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's like the big Christmas tree turn on, isn't it? So,
right.
Thank you for that, Adrian.
That's fine.
So yeah, Phil Green. Yeah. So the switch won't do anything. There you go. You've heard it from Dave. Brilliant. God, he said, can't believe we got brake lights. That's amazing. I didn't think we had them either. I'm sure I've missed a comment. Bomber said the ejector seat, Phil. That's what the switch. He thought the switch might have been for. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? Phil says that might work. There's no sign of a roof yet. Chris Cameron said, we can't see. That was my fault. I messed up the camera. I'm just doing a penny. I'm trying to make it as authentic as possible, and the penny sometimes fuffs up the camera, so I was just being authentic. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it anyway.
Well, it's your first time doing a live stream, isn't it? In Control.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll come out all right. I think it's going well. Hopefully she'll trust me with it again.
We know in 4 weeks, won't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Bond said, "Did anyone test their brake pedal?" ? His did nothing to the brake to the light's brightness, sadly. So that's interesting. So his doesn't seem to be working on adjusting the brightness. Dave Milne says, he's worried about that as the bulbs or wires could get damaged. Yeah, that's what I thought. They are so fragile. But I think if you just tape them up or cable tie them nicely out the way, I think it should be fine.
Well, couldn't you put them in the food bag, maybe? Put them in the food bag with a bit of electrical tape on the end, just to keep them all together.
Yeah, or the only other option you could do, I mean, depending on how the build goes, you could decide to test them, but then put them back away to a later date. It depends. I mean, there must be a reason for adding them, unless we're going to be doing something in 77 that includes, putting them somewhere. But I suppose if you were really concerned, you could plug them in, test them, and then pack them away back in, keep them somewhere safe, because it's not going to take long just to reconnect them again. Might not. If you ever get caught by cannibals, argue with them. Apparently, cannibals won't eat anything that doesn't agree with them. Oh God, yeah. The chat keeps jumping up and down. Oh, here we go. So, yeah, there you go. Chris Camplin's just said exactly what I've just touched on. He suggested that he would disconnect the wires and put them aside for safekeeping later on. And then, yeah, Chris Davies said maybe the battery box is getting attached shortly, which is sort of, yeah, what Fleetwood said there. Shane Bostock said you can disconnect the wires after issue 76. Yeah, okay. I bent my wire out a little and the bell cord works lovely. Brake lights need attention. So I'm thinking if it's the lights are working, but your brake lights aren't getting brighter, I would suggest it's going to be a right pain if you're on 76. But I would suggest that there's an issue with the brake pedal itself, because that was very, very, very close to not working on that. In fact, mine didn't work and I had to adjust the switch. I mean, luckily I had means to test the switch with a multimeter before I fitted it. So I know mine works. So I reckon that it's probably more likely to be a problem with your brake pedal switch not making a good contact. Otherwise, it could be a circuit board issue. But I'd be more inclined to say brake pedal.
That's just annoying. You get to 76, isn't it? And then your brake pedal don't work, innit? There's no way easily getting back to it. I would say that's the only problem I would say with the poor part out of all of them. The weakness part is the brake pedal, and it's not the easiest part to get to and replace.
No,
terrible.
I mean, I think they could come up with a slightly better design on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back now on. Yeah, there's quite a few.
They could put a micro switch in, like in the cab, like where that dummy one was, and just use that rather than have that, the thin wired one, where you press it like the rest of the switches we're going to have for the rest of the bus, if you know what I mean. I think that'd be the better idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
You could maybe conceal one, underneath the brake pedal itself, or even maybe get a micro switch and maybe, I don't know if you could like glue it somewhere out of sight. So when you push the brake pedal down, the top of the brake pedal will hit that switch. And you'd still get the same sort of effect. That is an option if you didn't want to strip it down. Yeah, Bond said he's not taking his cab to bits, that's for certain. I don't blame you, to be honest.
I don't blame you, yeah.
No, 42 was bad enough.
Yes.
Yeah, Bomber, Gordy's saying it was a good idea about bending the wire on the bell pull contact. I had to. Mine didn't work straight out the box. If you saw my issue 57, I think it was, I had to modify mine, and so did Penny. It didn't work straight out the packet. I had to. Well, I had a few issues with mine. My switch was completely bent back, and I had to bend that back carefully. And I was really touch and go because I thought I was going to have to get a new issue. I had two issues in 57. The roof panel tab was bent up, and so was the switch. But luckily, I managed to save it, so I didn't need a replacement. But yeah, the switch didn't work, and then I had to bend the contact slightly, and then I also. I can't remember what I did now. I think I put a piece of card or paper behind the switch to stop it, pushing back further, and that seemed to work.
Yeah, you did. I remember you doing that.
And I think Penny did exactly the same thing as well. So yeah. I think that's a norm. Love Mini says that Penny misses us. Fighter Sweep, hello, how are you? Sorry, I missed you out earlier.
Hi, Steve.
Shane says the brake lights do not flash.
Yes, the way I'm testing them, that's why they're flashing.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Adrian's, as I said to you, right, Adrian has got the same setup as me, and it's this little tester. He's got a glorified one to me, but you basically connect the LEDs to this. All this does is test components. So when it flashes, it's just this making it flash. It won't actually flash when it gets fitted to the bus. Any LED you put in will do the same. In fact, I've got an LED here, so I can just I'll show you the same. So it's not actually an LED tester; it's more of let's say a component tester. But with this, you don't need to worry about the polarity either. I think it flashes because it swaps polarity. It changes the polarity over. So if I put this LED in, I can put it in any. Oh, I just dropped it. I can put it in any way, and it will still work. So when I test, see, mine does exactly the same thing. It just flashes.
Yeah.
That's just showing that the LED works, but it's just the test program. So don't worry about it flashing. Actually, this has registered it as a diode. Normally it says it comes up as a resistor, but this time it has actually identified it as a diode.
Oh.
So that's a new one. So I've lost the chat again. Oh, Chris Davies says, "What have I missed?" As his phone died. Oh, we're just having a general chit chat, Chris. Just talking about how we're going to store the wires on the bus and the loose cables. A lot of people saying you could disconnect them after 76 if you wanted to keep them safe. Mark Knight says, Horlicks, you should say to them, hey, who are you calling dummy? Laugh my apples off. On and off switch, I put 2 washers underneath the switch. Stopped it moving. Oh, okay. Underneath the switch, just stop it moving.
Yeah, mine's a bit finicky.
Yeah, because it's quite low.
Yeah, mine, I'm not too sure if mine's on or off or whatever it is. There's no. It'd be nice if it had a click. Do you know what I mean? Or
yes,
some kind of resistance, so you know which is on, which is off. Mine is just slides along. It's like
I need to double check mine now. Mine does click.
Oh,
It has got a click either way. But
they were saying about the washers. Is the washers behind the screws then to hold it on? Because obviously, Christine's switch was a bit loose when she put it on, and I said, "What you done then?" She said, "Oh, it's real loose." So
I'm wondering when I built this in, I don't know if you've seen my issue 58, sorry. I screwed this switch in, and it was still really loose. And I said in the video that the screws felt like they were tight because that's why I stopped screwing. But they actually had quite a few more turns on those screws. It was more difficult to screw, but they went right in, and now I've got no wobble at all. So it might be a case that you just overdo the screw slightly and see if they go in. Because as I say, I felt like I wanted to stop screwing. Here we go. Mark's going to pipe up now.
Matt Knight's territory, yeah.
No, I was going to stop screwing because they went tight, but it was really loose, and I carried on screwing, and it went in. It was more difficult to get the screws in, but they went in, and now it's solid. There's no movement there at all. That's completely solid.
Yeah.
So it might be worth just having another go with a screwdriver, just gently, to see if you can get a few more turns on it.
Yeah.
But I find the switch is really long. So when you try and do it from the bottom, I don't like it, because the switch, you can't really see, but the switch is actually flexing.
Yeah.
Where there's so much leverage on it. So I find myself putting my finger to the bottom and moving it up, because I think that's going to cause a problem. I would actually like to shave some of that switch down so it's not so long, but I think it'll be all right. I lost a comment again. Oh, right, okay, yeah. Fire sweeps, considering starting the D'Agostini VW Beetle. Am I mad? Do you know what? I'd love to do that. I do like that.
Yeah.
But it is
Does
quite
look cool.
expensive. Sorry, what was that?
I say it does look cool, but apparently doing the cabriolet roof is a bit of a pain in the backside, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Because it's all got all the mechanism for it to fold down, fold up, and make it look tight. I have been reading it's quite difficult to get a tight looking roof. A lot of people complaining it's saggy. You know what I mean? So there's no way of really trying to tighten the roof up.
No.
I have actually seen a few build diaries on the YouTube. It looks really quite cool.
Yeah, I must have a look and see. I've watched a couple, but I haven't seen any pop up, so I'm gonna have to find some videos and
I'll send you a link on mine across later.
Okay, lovely. Yeah, brilliant.
What's the material on the roof made out of?
I think it's sort of like a felt, like a mohair type, what a proper roof is made of, or some fabric that resembles what a mohair roof looks like.
Yeah. Wondered if it could be made of something else, if it could be modded.
But you got the rear window, haven't you, as well? So it's going to be quite fiddly to try and stitch all that back in.
Yeah.
But I think people are complaining more so of the mechanism, because it's almost like scissor type joints, if you know what I mean, to try and get it fold. Some people are saying you get it so far and it jams, and then it's a bit awkward to get it all lined up. But
yeah, a bit like a cantilever toolbox.
Yeah, you got to get it all in the right.
Yeah, I've tried some of them before, and you try and open it, and it opens one side gets caught, then it's all skewer.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that is one to watch out for then if you're doing the build. Yeah, I'll have to look at some videos and see that. But I think it's like all part way, so there's always an issue that's quite fiddly or difficult, and sometimes makes you want to pull your hair out.
Yeah,
we've had a few of them on the route.
Attaching the top of the DeLorean on. Mark Knight says I'm doing a great job. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm trying my best. I think it's going all right.
Yeah, it's going smart, fine. It's going lovely.
Brian BS, hello. Will there be a driver and a clippy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I'm not sure. Does anyone know when we might get them? That's probably going to be near the end, do you think?
Well, if we're getting the Schoolboy 77, then we work on the ratio of 7. So next one will be 84. So should be then 84 and then 91. I think will be the figures, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Then obviously then it'd be 91. And then 98.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
so
something
yeah,
like that, yeah.
it's actually quite scary how quick this build's going, don't you think? Like, I mean, I'm on
Yeah.
58, so for me, you know, it's still quite early on, but I just can't believe I'm on 76 already. It's just
Yeah.
Oh,
mad.
it's like if you look at some of these build models, like of the X-Wing, like the Germany and that, they're on 46 already, and it's like 46 weeks they've been going at it. You know, it's like, is it really that quick? If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On, yeah. And what are we going to do after this is finished?
Oh, mad.
It'll have to be the Routemaster Anonymous group.
Yeah. Yeah, P40F20 said he would put them away himself. I think that is a really good idea. But obviously, as I say, it depends on what's come out in issue 77. I mean, obviously, when I get that far, or I mean, I obviously subscribe, so I get 4 issues in one go. So for me, I normally build them all, and then I can then, if they're still hanging loose, then I might decide to put them away. Yeah, definitely. I think it's a good idea.
It's always a good idea to put them away when they're hanging loose.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to get them caught on anything. Dave Milne says he'd be happy if my lights work. Can't see me keep reaching in to push the pedal all the time. No. Oh, yeah, Bomb. Yeah, actually, yeah, Bomber at Bond said maybe he didn't depress it far enough. We'll try again, but it's not really a problem. That is a very good, valid point, actually, because you do have to push that pedal to the floor and a little bit more before anything happens. So yeah, it could be that. Yeah, give it a go and keep us updated. Mark Knight says it's a shame you can't radio control the bus. I reckon you could do a mod.
Well, you could, but it would need new axles and what have you, maybe suspension, maybe.
And I suppose actually the whole steering system would have to be overhauled, because even though we've got steering, it's not very tight, is it? I mean, I think mine steers more one way than the other.
Yeah.
Mine's vague at the best of times, but mine's going to be sitting on my diorama, so I'm not really fussed with the steering, if you know what I mean. So,
No.
Yeah.
Mine off the floor, because obviously I've got one of the bases. But actually, yeah, it turns left more than it'll go right. But again, it's one of them things. Like, it's going to sit there, and yeah, I won't need to play with that. And it's the same with DeLorean steering. DeLorean steering is absolutely terrible. Actually, that's worse than the bus. It hardly moves. But
yeah, there are models at the end of the day, and they should, like cabinet models, and you know, to mod it into radio controlled, it's going to really want remodeling with a lot of things, really.
And I suppose you'd need really strong motors because of the weight of the bus as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you wouldn't be able to just stick any old, you know, radio controlled car motor in, because a lot of these RC cars are made of plastic and they're really lightweight. The bus is really heavy, so it's going to need some hefty motor in there to pull it along the floor.
Well, while we're on about that, I did hear tell that it was going to be at least somewhere near 12 kilograms in weight by the time it's finished. 12 kilos. So obviously that is some weight.
Yeah.
And you know, while we're on about that as well, and we've got to think about what are we going to do with all this weight. You know, it's not going to be able to go into an average glass cabinet with a glass shelf. You'd have to have a pretty thick glass shelf, and you'd have to have a pretty thick stable joints at either side of the glass shelf to hold it into the cabinet when you're thinking about 12 kilos of weight. So I want everybody to think about that very carefully, what they're going to do with their models when they've got them built. I've got an idea what I'm going to do with ours, but I'm not going to reveal that totally just yet. You know, I know what my idea is, and it will cost a bit of money to do, but it will be worth it in the end. But we've already got part of a solution really by one of our members on the Facebook group, and I do believe he watches this channel, and that's David Buckingham, and he's building bus bases the same as what you have, Horlicks. He's built a bus base for you and Penny.
Yeah.
And several others, and he's actually got 12 of them done today. And so if people would want to join the Facebook group, and I think there's a link in this stream or in Penny's normal stream, then get in touch with David Buckingham, and he will supply you with one of them fabulous bases. And that base, it has the 4 lugs on that the bus actually sits on. So you can just put your bus onto the base itself, and it's all sat right in within the base, the 27.5 inches long, 8 inches wide. So it's nice and stable, isn't it?
Yeah. Really nice. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he kindly made me one, and when it came through, I was over the moon. It's really good. Let's say they're really easy to. Obviously, they come built, and they're obviously wood, so you could mod it how you want to mod it. Actually, Jason very kindly sent me some roofing felt to sort of look like tarmac. And that's what I've got on mine. I know it's difficult to see at the moment because it's up on the shelf, but you might as well just see it. But yeah, and then all you have to do is the plastic stands that you get with the build. He's made these wooden blocks that are perfect to fit these on. They're quite a tight fit, but you just push them on, and then they're solid. And it's just a lovely thing. And what I would like to do, I'm not sure if you touched on this, Dave. I was going to ask you. I'd be really interested to get like an engraved plaque of some description, because I'd like to. Have you? Yeah, I'd like to put one in the middle of in the middle here. I don't quite know what I don't know. I'd have to look at some designs. Maybe something like Build the Classic Routemaster or Built by Horlicks or something. I want to get something. So
mine reads. Yeah, that's it. Mine reads Hachette Partworks, Build the Classic Routemaster, RM857, WLT857, built by me, if you know what I mean. That's what it says on mine.
Have you actually got it?
Yeah, it's on the hang on, I'll try and
Have you got a dizzy cam?
Yeah, I'll try and move me dizzy cam if I can. Hang on. If he goes tits up, I'm in trouble. Hang on. Bear with me. Dizzy cam.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Let me just.
That's nice.
Yeah. Now, how wide is that? Would that fit on the front, or is it too tall for the front?
You can get different sizes off eBay, and they vary as little as £3-4. But if you go to Timpson's, they will charge you £11 to £25 for the same thing.
Right. Okay. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, brilliant.
And you've got another bus back there, haven't you, Jason?
Yeah. That's the. Oh,
Look
did I
at
go
that.
on? On the
Look
left
at the
one.
size of that. That's massive.
It is.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Brilliant.
It's a beast, this one. So, but
is that the Lepin or the actual official?
That's the Leppin one.
Yeah, it's really good, actually. Yeah. Are you going to get a lighting kit for it?
Yeah, I started doing the lighting kit for it in the video when it comes up in the next couple of weeks. Got halfway through and I found out 3 wires were damaged.
Oh.
So I had to strip the bus down and rebuild it. Well, it's like this one I built. That's on my channel now.
Wow, look at that. Brilliant. They're so big as well, aren't they? Yeah, they're so big. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got my eyes on the Porsche or the other one. I've actually seen them on. I think
that's my favourite.
That's lovely. Yeah, it's lovely.
Lovely.
The Mustang. So.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah. So sorry. Yeah. So David's got some ready to go. So I have linked the Facebook group in the chat. So yeah, if you're interested in one of them, head over there and just nudge him, send him a message, and I'm sure he'll be able to help you out. I've completely and utterly lost the chat.
While we're on while you're catching up on that, I'll just say a big thank you to, first of all, Fighter Sweep. Steve, thank you ever so much for this, because what a wonderful model. It's going to complement Christine's build 110%, that is. It's a Shilly Beer Fleetland. Beautiful model. Thank you ever so much for that. And then once again, Fleetwood J, thank you ever so much for what you've done for my builds. These are absolutely wonderful, and they will go a long way to getting it sorted. It really will. Thank you ever so much indeed. And what I was going to say was, I'm actually on the lookout for. I have this one, and the reason I have this one is that if you notice the advert on there, it's got the Typho T advert on. This is the Corgi 150th scale, and I've got a couple of these EFE ones. I can't find one with a Typho T advert on, but I'm not really bothered. But there is a bit of a theme going off here, isn't there? Because the Hachette one is having a Typho T advert on, isn't it? So
yeah.
So I'm on the lookout. I might be on the lookout for one that's got an EFE that's got a Typho T advert on.
Cream crackers on it, isn't it?
Cream crackers on the other side, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. What's the other side?
Are they changeable? Can we?
Oh yeah. No. That's the other side. Yeah, Typho T.
Yeah.
No, it looks like there's going to be decals slapped on the side.
Did you catch it?
Those are amazing, Dave. They are really nice.
Lovely. Yeah, I've got a really nice collection now. Thank you to a lot of people for this as well, because and obviously they're not just going to be from our personal own collection. The idea is to eventually show them at different venues and shows throughout the summer, and then they'll be in home throughout the winter, obviously. And obviously the shows that I'd like to show them at would be like what we call charity shows. So we would do them for a certain set charity rather than, any personal gain. Because obviously I'm a charitable person. So at the end of the day, I'd like to, what goes around comes around, and I obviously like to support the charities if they're running a show or anything.
Brilliant. Yeah, it's really good. It's amazing.
I've already been asked to take them to a Steam rally show next year, and I don't actually think they'll be finished in time, because the Steam show is in June, at the end of June, and I don't think our model will be quite finished then, will it?
No, it'll be August, September, won't it?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, I suppose there may be a sort of change. Yeah, I suppose there may be a possibility that it might be built enough. Do you think to display?
quite possibly, yeah, quite possibly.
A bit like the DeLorean was done basically a few issues ago. I mean, there's still more to go on that, but it does look pretty all there. There might be a few details missing, but then, yeah, it depends. I suppose you'll have to wait and see nearer the time.
Yeah.
And obviously, you're a little bit more behind because of the fantastic. Obviously, you're painting yours, and
Yeah.
it's absolutely amazing. So there's a lot more work going into yours than, ours. We're just screwing a few bits together. You're having to really think ahead and
That's right.
paint various panels and strip the paint, and
Yeah.
it's a lot more involved.
Yeah, it is.
Obviously, that may put you a little bit more behind at the time,
Yeah.
I was going to say, Paul, C70, hello, asking where Penny is. Penny's unfortunately working hard today. She's on a new rota. So she 1 week, there's no videos from her at all. So this is where, I mean, I don't know how long. I think it's going to be permanent now, but every 4th week, it's going to be sort of like a chat show. And I think I'll be coming in with some guests, and we'll just be talking about the builds. And then what will happen is next week, Penny will catch up with the builds. So she'll do this week's and next week's all next week, if that makes sense. Because obviously, yeah, she's working. So, and I don't think she'll be home before midnight. So, and that goes the same, actually. I was going to say, anyone who's watching our orrery show, Saturday, there'll be no show at all. We're going to just carry on the following week. So we're going to have Saturday off, and then it'll resume again the following week. So, yeah, there'll be no videos from her at all this week because she's on the late shifts. Oh yeah, Caldecott bus spotters. Is Penny still here, or is she driving? Yeah, she only popped in for literally a couple of minutes, and then she had to dash again. So she must have been pulled up somewhere, or I think she was on a stop. Was she a lay-by or something? Fire Sweep says most of the VW Beetle builds seem to be Polish.
Yeah. It was the Polish that they first brought it out.
Where do you? Okay. Fleetwood, where did you get your roof transfers for your bus, please? That's from Bombrook Bomb.
My one,
yeah,
roof transfer. Oh, what? My little posters? They're in the mod pack.
Right.
On the
so they
or
are.
you can get them from Kingsway Models, can't you? Depending if you want to pay for them or not.
Yeah, is that you didn't you made your own, didn't you?
Yeah, it's called Mod Pack 1, and it's got all the internal posters and the roof posters and the used tickets in the file. It's in PDF and in Word format, so
Brilliant.
It's on our group.
And you can find that in the Facebook group. If you go up to the file section at the top of the Facebook page, yeah, Fleetwood's made that available for you to download and print out yourself if you wish. Otherwise, a few people have got them from Kingsway Models. If you Google Kingsway Models. I think it's kingswaymodels.com. There is a section there if you go to the, I think it's under 124 scale, and then under there's a subsection for 112 scale, and he's specially done the posters for us. And I think they're priced at £5 if they haven't changed. And you get multiple sets, so you've got spares. I haven't got any yet. I know Penny said that she may be able to send me some, but obviously I haven't got them just yet.
And then also, while we're on that subject, Fleetwood J is YouTube channel, which is very, very worth watching, as a how-to series, how-to mod, and that's on the Routemaster as well as his lovely Leppin builds and Lego builds. He's got the how-to series of how to mod it, your Routemaster. So that's very well worth watching, is Fleetwood J's YouTube channel.
Brilliant. Yeah, and I was going to say, so some of the mods that he's done is the side light mod. I'm sure you did a video on that, didn't you, Fleetwood?
No,
no,
that's the only one I haven't done.
Right. Okay.
I wish I had done it, but I didn't have my YouTube channel set up at the time of doing it. That's the only one that's missing. But I've done everything else, like the flooring and can't remember.
Okay, so for the sidelight mods, I actually took inspiration from Fleetwood because he did it and I did it his way. And again, there is a manual. You've written up like a sort of a how-to guide, which is linked again in the folder in the file section of the group. So you can look through that. Alternatively, if you want to watch a video on that, I know Penny touched on it on her stream a few weeks ago.
That's right, yeah.
And I've also done it on mine. I can't remember what issue it was. Was it 50? Oh no, it was 40 something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or 42, 3, something like that.
Something like, I can't. It's such a while ago now. I'm useless at numbers. Adrian's the good one at numbers. He can just pluck the number out.
It was before 56.
Okay.
40 odd anyway. 43, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then, but Fleetwood's done the seat mods, haven't you? There or
yeah.
If you wanted to get rid of those ghastly screws in the back of the seats. So yeah, very, very worthwhile watching. Ian Martin says, great host, Horlicks, good show. Thank you very much. Shane Boston says, it's easy to wire up. It's easy to wire it all up if you take the module out first, then reinstall the module after all connected. Once the module in the connect battery P wire. Oh, sorry. Once in the model, connect the battery P wire, power it up, and test all the switches. Job done.
Yeah, good idea.
Good. Yeah, that's a good idea, especially if you're finding it hard with the tweezers. Yeah, maybe undo them and undo the circuit board, wire it all up, and put it back in. I can't see. I think that is quite a nice, easy way of doing it. You can't have any loose bits hanging, might get caught in a zipper, Chris Davies says. Martin Knight says, no, just radio control for the lights and sounds. That makes sense.
Somebody did do something on the Facebook group, didn't they? They had a key fob. And
yes.
Was it an Arduino, wasn't it, or something? Or
yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's a good idea. I suppose it's getting the sounds. I suppose you can get the sounds off the internet, I suppose. But yeah, you can do all sorts of a lot. It's like the DeLorean. A lot of people have modded the DeLorean with an Arduino, and it does different things, and it cycles different lights and stuff.
Right. Doing the mod for the light, you both done it on issue 52.
52.
Mm.
Okay. Oh, well, yeah, because I didn't think it was too long ago. But yeah, okay, issue 52. So yeah, if you want to see the light mod video, then yeah, either Penny on this channel or I've done one, which is Horlicks. I've done it as well. And then if you want to actually look at it, I've copied what Fleetwood's done, so it made perfect sense. He did it, seemed to be the best way. So I say you look at the file section of the Facebook group, and then you'll be able to follow along with that.
And while we're promoting Facebook groups, yours, Horlicks, is absolutely brilliant. And then yours and Penny's together with the, I don't know if you pronounce it, orally.
Oh, yeah, it's a bit of a tongue twister, the orrery.
Yeah, well, that's absolutely brilliant. I mean, I've not commented on them videos, but I've watched a couple of them and they're absolutely brilliant. I think that's the way you work together on that 3D print is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's been a bit hit and miss. I think the shows have been really good, but I mean, before I started actually, you can probably see it behind me here. Before I started on it, I was really concerned because at the time it was a really good idea and it was something really exciting, and we planned it a few months in advance, or about 3-4 months in advance actually. I've had all the parts printed here for ages, and we kept leaving it, and then we sort of got our head around the instructions because they're not the best instructions in the world, and then when we actually came to do it, it was really complicated, and I'm like, oh my god, Penny, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this because it just didn't make any sense. But the more we're building it, it's sort of self-explanatory. And yeah, as you say, I mean, me and Penny bounce off each other. So Penny has these really good ideas, and then she's really good at explaining. So then I'll get it, and then I'll go, and then I'll have a good idea. And so I think between us, yeah, it's coming along really nicely. I think if it was just me doing it on my own, I would have given up a long time ago. But yeah, really happy. Although I am slightly concerned. Little spoiler for you. Mine is working absolutely fine, but I have where you have to connect the the brass rods in to bend out to put all the planets in.
Yeah.
One of my cogs, I think it's this one up here. I was playing around with cocktail sticks and I was plugging them in the holes and running it. And one of them knocks on one of these cogs underneath.
No.
It's slightly too high. So I think I'm going to be able to get away with it. It might look a bit odd, but it might be a case that instead of having the brass rod straight, I might have to bring it down a tad.
Yeah.
And then back up.
Yeah.
So if I bend this in half, you get a rough idea. I'm going to have to sort of bring it down and then up straight.
Yeah.
Like that. I think I might be able to get away with that. I'm hoping, because I've glued most of that together. So there's no taking that apart now.
No.
So if not, my other option was to possibly do a little kink in the, well, I don't know how I'm going to manage it, but maybe kink the brass tube to clear that cog, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So have it, I'm just drawing a little awful picture. So something like that. So as the tube comes out, I could kink it slightly to clear the cog.
Yeah.
But we'll touch on that. Not this next Saturday after. But yeah, I'm really happy with mine. the sun's a bit wonky because we've amended the file completely. You're supposed to put the slip ring for the LEDs in the bottom, but he didn't really do a proper tutorial on that. He just bodged it in where he could. Obviously, Penny had the great idea of putting the actual whole slip ring in the sun. So you can tell from there the sun's a little bit skewy.
Yeah.
Wobbly sun.
Pardon?
A wobbly sun.
Yeah. Actually, I can plug it in. I mean, I know it's not the orrery show, but everything works. But you can see it's a little bit wobbly. But I think
it's like a nodding dog, isn't it?
Yeah. But I'm happy with it.
You assume, wouldn't it, if you keep staring at that?
Yeah. I'm hoping when you've got all the planets on there, your eye's not going to be drawn to that thing wobbling about.
No.
But there's not really a lot I can do about it now. But I don't know. It gives it a bit of character, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
So, yeah, I'm not too bothered. I'm just glad it works, to be honest. I'm really happy we've got that far with it. So, yeah, but the last issue we did last week, I really enjoyed building all that up. That was my favourite issue so far.
Yeah.
I'll just go quickly on to DigiCam. I've got all my side lights. Try and see if I can get it working. They are.
Oh, wow.
Oh, brilliant.
That's nice.
Yeah. It's brilliant.
They're quite bright, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You changed all the bulbs, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I changed all the bulbs because when I first had it, one side was yellow and the other side was like a almost bright white. Mine were really mismatched. Yeah, and I was like, I can't have that, so I just ended up changing all the bulbs to all the same at the front. So, but I might have to brighten them, dim them down a little bit. So
yeah, they're quite bright. They look a bit like those HID lights you get now.
Yeah.
So yeah, how will you resolve that? Do you think? I suppose you can put another resistor in line or something.
Yeah, or I've got some rust wash here. Weaken some of that down and just go over the top of the lenses, so tint the lenses slightly. Might be the easier option rather than trying to put resistors in. So I wouldn't know how to do it because obviously the board's all got resistors on it as well. So
yeah, you're right there. Yeah,
I think you could. The easy way of putting I suppose because it doesn't matter where you put a resistor in a circuit, does it? It does it anyway. So I was thinking maybe you could add a resistor onto the wire that you've attached, but I don't think it'll work like that. I think the chances are it will resist whatever else that circuit's connected to. But
yeah, so I might have a test with a bit of rust wash and just weaken it down. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that way.
Horlicks, didn't you buy a second set of extra lights? Did you?
yes, I did.
Yours?
Yeah, I didn't need to. I actually got them because I can't remember what issue it was. I think it wasn't the cab, or was it the cab? Did you get a set of LEDs with the cab?
You got one set with issue 41. That was a cab side.
Yeah, might have been that one. I had to get I was going to purchase another issue with the same lights so that I could put them in because I wanted the same LEDs, obviously. But then I ended up having to get a replacement issue for something. But the LEDs I didn't need the LEDs, but obviously they send you the whole issue again. So that was a bit of a bonus. The LEDs were already in there. It came with something else. So I used them LEDs I cut one off and used one for the side light mod personally. So that's how I got matching ones. I think they
I think
matched.
that was issue in the 30s somewhere along the line.
34,
Yeah,
I think.
it was quite early on, yeah. But I think I don't actually think I've tested them all together yet, which is a bit naughty. But I may have mismatching lights. I don't know. I haven't tried them all together. But time will tell for that. I think they should be okay, hopefully. Mind you, saying that, if Fleetwood had issues with mismatching LEDs, then it could be that I do as well.
It was issue 32.
32.
Yes.
32.
My opinion, if anyone's going to try and buy some lights, is go for issue 41, because then you've got that splitter. Then you can try and split it into that cable. All you do is cut out one of the lights off.
Is 41 the one you get the extension cable in?
Yes.
So what else was in that issue, Adrian? Was it just them?
Hang on a moment. Let me move that onto that screen.
I'm just trying to think why I got a replacement, because I think I did get 41 because I ended up with another extension lead. So what I've done, I don't know if you can, I might be able to show you. I've sort of done a bit of this off camera. If I can get this back off. Yeah. So what I've done is I've actually used those extensions to my advantage. It looks a bit messy under there, but I've placed them in such a way that they don't hit on the chassis. So yeah, I use the extension cables to lengthen my original cable, which actually, as it happens, turns out on a plug, which is C. But I'm going to have to cut that plug off or connect it. So I'm hoping that there might be a suitable splitter we get later on in the build, and then I could buy a replacement issue for the splitter and then plug the two C's in and split the cable into one. That was my plan, but I don't know if we've got anything. I know we've got splitters for the flatter connections, but I'm not sure if we've got any for these sort of micro ones yet. But if not, I'll cut them off. And the other LED I have left attached, but I've just left it under there, thinking that it might light up the bottom of the bus, maybe. I don't know what it'll look like, but I'm thinking.
Right, if you had an extension one, it'll be issue 41.
Yeah, that's. Oh, but it had no LEDs.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So that was
41L.
Right. I had a problem with. Let me just see your screen again. Right, I had a problem with the hinge. No, the window. I had a problem with 41C. And you've got that little window under the driver's cab, and then it's got the two pins on each side. Now, one of mine was missing on arrival. So, of course, I couldn't fit it properly. So I ended up with a replacement of that. And then it just so happened I got another set of LEDs and the extension. So that's how I've done the mod. So that's worked out quite nicely for me.
Brilliant.
But yeah, I'm going to just carefully put that back up there. But yeah, so I've left the other LED attached underneath. And the plan is I'm going to leave it there and see what it looks like when it's all wired up. Because if it's bright enough, it might light up underneath the bus. But if it looks naff, I'll cut it off.
Good.
I'm just having a little look. Other comments? I think there's a lot of people just chatting amongst themselves, which is brilliant. it's just to say, like the whole community around this build is just absolutely amazing. And if you said to me, 58 weeks ago, if I would have known all these people I'm here with now, I wouldn't. And it's amazing just how it all come together. And Chris says I need a wig, then I can be a paint with Penny double. Yeah, I might have to have a look. That'd be a laugh, wouldn't it? Mind you, I don't want Penny to take offence if I get the wrong type of wig.
Yes, we do get an extension for the CKSC cable in 75.
You get an extra cable set, yeah, 75. Goldy Brooker, good night, everyone. Really enjoyed the show. You were amazing, Horlicks. You did paint with Penny proud. Thank you very much. It means a lot.
Good night, Goldy.
Yep.
Yeah, Shane says this is the best build ever. Trevor says, yeah, we're all like-minded people. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. I just, and what Dave was saying, receiving those little gifts, and that's made his year, I expect. And it's just the generosity is absolutely amazing. I've got I don't mean to plug it, but I do have an Amazon wish list, and I've had quite a few bits sent to me from there, and it's absolutely amazing, just the generosity of people. Like just last week, we were talking about the Chrome pen. Fleetwood was on it straight away, and yeah, came through the post. So I haven't used it yet, but I've got it here. So that's amazing. So yeah, I will get round to using that.
They're brilliant, them pens. Absolutely brilliant.
Five Sweep said the whole community feeling with this build has been wonderful. I miss it when the build ends. Don't worry, the Routemaster may end, but we won't be ending. We'll just have to pick another model up. We've already discussed that. Because Penny's going to miss it as well. This is her channel and it's her baby, as she was saying, and we get on really well. And yeah, as soon as this build's finished, we'll be picking up another one.
Yeah. I think the bond between all of us is quite good. We're all willing to help each other, you know what I mean? If somebody's in trouble, we drop what we're doing and we go and help them. That's what it's all about, and it's nice. I mean, in the moments that I've had near crisis on the Routemaster, I've had a couple I've nearly cried and upset, and I've had an arm round the shoulder and said, it'll be fine, do it well and that. Especially, I think the worst one was me when I done the diorama and my whole saw ripped a crater in the middle of my diorama.
I was going to say that's the biggest one that springs to mind, like with the build and like the diorama, and yeah, it was like, oh my god. But do you know what? I think that it's the best thing that's happened, because you've made it a lot better. Like it was brilliant before, but it's now even better. You've taken it to the next level, and you've recovered it really well. And I think it has, it's made it that little bit better than it was, So these things are sent to try us, aren't they? But no, you've done a really good job there, because I was going to do the line painting, but because I haven't got a lot of space. Oh, my shelf's going to go. I'm not sure. I don't think you're going to see the lines. It's going to look silly. So
you can't see mine.
No.
You can't really see mine underneath the bus. So, yeah, you can see parts of it where it's underneath, like the word bus stop. You can just about see it. It's just there to give it a bit of, something else, if you know what I mean, rather than make it just plain, if you know what I mean. So the best thing what you can do, Horlicks, is have a go, lay it out, and if you're happy with it, then keep it. If not, just take it off, if you know what I mean.
That's a good idea. I could maybe do like a bus stop. I might have to get, because I can't remember what you did with yours, so I might have to tap you up on Messenger. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe I could do like a bus stop, because you'd see elements of it from underneath.
Yeah.
Or even if I started it at the very end, like maybe the bus has gone slightly over the bus stop markings, and you might be able to see a bit. I don't mind you, next the rear platform will go on there, won't it? So yeah, I don't know. I'll have a look.
You can always do yourself like a little bus stop sign right at the back of your bus as well. Do you know what I mean? Just to make it a bit 3D.
Yeah, I could do like just like one on a post or something, or
like I've got like that, and then
yeah. Okay, so right, we'll come back to that comment, Dave. But Dave Milne says, Dave, how's your buses getting on? We'll get on to that very, very shortly. I'll just finish off these comments, and then that is the next on the list to talk about. Yeah, as Trevor said the same. There'll be other builds we can all join together with Fight Sweep. So yeah, don't worry. We're still going to be streaming on a Wednesday, but you know, once the bus is finished, we'll be finding something else. Fight Sweep says he hopes Hachette do another related build afterwards. Trevor used the chrome pen on his front wheel nut guards. Prefer them in chrome than red. Me
this
too.
Is one thing about the Routemaster. Everyone's going to have a different Routemaster.
Yeah.
Okay. Might be 10 Routemasters the same. Then you go get a whole gaggle of slightly different ones where somebody's changed the wheel trims or something else. You know what I mean? Made it their own. That's what I like about the Routemaster. Yes, you're going to get the purists who are going to say, "Oh no, the Routemaster never had that." Said that. This is my Routemaster. If I want pink flooring, I'll have pink flooring. If you know what I mean, or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's that's what it is, and it's something you can sit back. I'm looking at this now at 75 and with jaws on the floor, thinking, I would never attempt that 18 months ago.
No.
Yes, I done the James Bond DB5 and I modded that myself. But that was a few years back, and now I've sort of stepped away from things, and this is sort of the real first time I've stuck my teeth into something. Built the diorama, done the mods, even put myself on YouTube. If somebody said to me 2 years ago, "Oh, you're gonna have a YouTube channel," I'll turn around and say, "Forget it. You must be joking."
Yeah, and I was the same. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's anyone unlucky enough to see my very first live video on YouTube. It was absolutely terrible. I think I was doing the 3D printer, and I just didn't know where to look, what to say. It just didn't feel natural. But the more I'm doing it, the more natural it's feeling to sort of talk in front of a camera. So. Yeah, I mean, any of you that are thinking of starting YouTube, which I'm going to come on to in a minute, actually, do it. It's once you've done it a few times and you get the hang of it, it's actually really enjoyable. And as I say, you meet some fantastic people along the way.
Well, all of us is better, but taking the bullet, haven't we?
Sorry, what was that?
All of us taking the bullet, haven't we? We're all doing something on YouTube.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at you, Adrian. I mean, you've just started your trying to get your YouTube going, and I really enjoy watching your builds, and I just enjoy watching everyone's builds. Everyone we're associated with on here. I've got time for everyone, and I mean, my YouTube watch list is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So, with all these people I'm meeting, I normally spend all day Sunday on YouTube just catching up with everything. It was a case I'd watch one or two videos, and now all these people that are joining, and I want to see what everyone's doing, and spur everyone on, and I do. It just takes me ages to get through them all.
Well, it's like me.
Still some of your Lego builds that I haven't seen yet, but I will get to them. But I can't do.
diversified. You know what I mean? Yes, I'm primarily about Lego and the Routemaster, but here where I live in Fleetwood, obviously Blackpool's down the road. You know, it's nice to do some other videos of, you know, stuff around, you know, like on my channel recently, there was the zoo, Man Two Swords, the Sea Life Centre. You know, there's still other things to be done around here. I've had quite a few people where I live has asked me to do YouTube videos of all the history in Fleetwood. They want me to do a video on the museum and then go to like all the lighthouses, because there's 2 lighthouses. There's actually 3, but there's 2 on land, and actually do a history piece on that for them and go around like the Marine Hall, the Mount, which we got here, and sort of go into the history of Fleetwood and do little mini 5-minute pocket films, if you know what I mean. So I said to them, maybe next year I'll do it once I've learned a bit more about each one and what I have to say. Because yes, it's fair enough going on YouTube like this, but when you're outside with a mobile phone or a camera and you get people looking at you in the street and you're thinking, what the hell is he doing? You do feel a bit, I don't know, I get a bit embarrassed, and it just puts me off, if you know what I mean. As here, it's in my home, that it's not too bad, if you know what I mean.
That's actually one thing that I haven't done yet, and that's filming outdoors. I think I just, even taking pictures like selfies and things, I get a bit, oh my God, people are looking at me. So that's one thing I'm going to have to overcome. Maybe one day. I mean, I don't do much outdoors, but yeah, one day I might have to do something like that.
I say the biggest video that's got the most views on my channel at the moment is my Tram Sunday video, which I done, which was last weekend, and you know, that was really good weekend up here at Fleetwood, where we had the whole high street. It's just littered with cars, buses, trams, you know. And I say the highlight of the day was actually having to go on the Leyland bus. We had to go on, which was really nice, if you know what I mean. Shame I missed the Routemaster one by about 10 minutes. It was good to carry out service because it had a technical problem, but it had that livery going up and down the problem.
Oh, brilliant.
So would have been nice because I would have had taken loads of photographs of it, if you know what I mean. So
I've had technical difficulties myself.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant, that video, Jason.
Okay.
I was riveted watching that. It was brilliant.
I didn't realise when he I don't know if I caught it on the video or not, but when he had to turn around on the roundabout and come back down the other side of the prom, I didn't realise how much hard work it was just to turn the bus. You see this one bus driver just carefully turn the wheel. He was like sitting there like tugging at the wheel for about 5 minutes to try and get around the corner. And then like double busting all the way up.
Sometimes you have to stand up in the cab and really give it some,
Yeah, but it was a good laugh watching that, if you know what I mean. So
yeah, I enjoyed that. Also did the RNLI Live. That was the same weekend, wasn't it? The RNLI Live show.
Yeah. The next one probably be the Illuminations. I want to do a video on that, and probably I want to try and go on the illuminated tram and do a tour of that and try and film that on the tram as well. So that'd be something a bit different.
Yeah,
that's obviously the switch on is the 30th of August, so that's the end of next month.
Yeah,
is the switch on. So, but Blackpool Illuminations is amazing. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Chris Davies was saying that. So Chris Davies was the one that suggested to Penny to do a live Routemaster build, and Chris Davies is also doing a stream Saturday to discuss his new build for people to get involved in asking questions about. So if you can do us a favour, Chris Davies, if you've got a link to your YouTube, post it in the chat, and then perhaps all these lovely people will head over and possibly hit the subscribe button so they can keep up to date with your new videos coming out.
Yeah, I had a lovely chat
Actually,
with Chris.
if you go to the end of his name and click on the 3 buttons, then you go down to go to channel.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Great.
So yeah, check out, maybe subscribe to Chris's channel, and then you should get notified when he goes live. And then yeah, we'll see what he's got up his sleeve.
I had a lovely chat with Chris the other night, and he was on about setting up his channel and everything, and the build that he wants to do on his Jaguar, and looking forward to it. I am. I don't know whether I'm actually subscribed to you or not, Adrian, but I'll find you.
Yeah, again, I think as you said, if you the free, mind you, you're on iPad, aren't you? I think
I'm on iPad, yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure if it works the same, but yeah. So yeah, obviously Adrian has also got a channel. I think actually the last few you've done on your channel, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, head over to Adrian Langley as well, and he's doing the Terminator builds on his channel, which is really good. So yeah, that normally happens on a Friday evening. So yeah, if you want to catch Adrian with that, Penny's normally there, and well, Penny's the co-host for Adrian. Sometimes I am. I was last week. So yeah, subscribe to Adrian as well, and then you'll catch up with
and hopefully you'll be my co-host this Friday as well, please.
Yes, and this week.
Horlicks.
Yes, because obviously Penny's still working late this week, so yeah, I'll be doing it this Friday. Yeah, Trevor said this again. Totally agree with you there, Fleetwood. Each to their own, and it is good. It's nice to see what other. I think that's what makes it as well, because if everyone's doing the stock build, and I mean, mine is basically stock, to be honest. I mean, I haven't done a lot of modifications. I've obviously done the side light mod, but that's all I've really modded. But everyone does, something different, and it's more, if everyone did the same stock build, it wouldn't be as interesting, if that makes sense, because if you're doing the build, you know what's coming. But when you've got a group of other people that are doing different things, like Fleetwood's diorama, and then you've got Dave doing all his wonderful paintwork, and then you've got someone else doing, like as you said, the chrome wheel trims. It's just really interesting to see how people are taking their models, and it's
Did somebody say about the 110 update on my models?
Yes. Yeah, we're going to go. Let me just finish this. Right. Sorry, Chris Davis says, Horlicks, your inspiration as well, and your builds and videos are awesome. Also, we'll be popping out to my video Saturday. Yes, I can actually, because obviously I keep forgetting we normally go live at 8 o'clock on a Saturday, but obviously we're not this week. So yeah, I'll join you there. That'd be great. Marty McFly, hello, welcome. He's a bit late. That's no worries. I'm not sure if you already know, but Penny's working late, so I've hijacked her stream for tonight, and it's just a bit of a chat show. And yeah, Shane Bossett said so he's done his builds up to 76, all connected, everything working. He's going to leave his build the way it is, wait until the next live stream. Dave Milne, yeah, am I doing the show Saturday or is Penny working? Yeah, we've decided that because me and Penny are doing the build together, we're going to have the Saturday off. There'll be no stream Saturday evening, but we'll pick up again the following Saturday, because if I did a stream on my own, I'm just, I'm at basically the same point as Penny, and we want to do it together. So there'll be no stream this Saturday for that. And that's it. So yeah, let's head over to Dave next, and if you can just tell us a little bit about where you're up to with your buses and etc.
Okay, well, on my bus, the East Yorkshire one, I haven't actually done anything on it for a lot of weeks now. I've just been compiling all the all the parts together. It's all in a box, all nice and safe. So the latest update is that I was fortunate enough to receive some presents from Fleetwood J, and he more or less completed my display for me, because he sent me some models, one of them being this very, very tiny Routemaster, which is going to be what my Routemaster will look like. It's the tiniest one that do. It's the N scale. So he sent me that one, and then he actually sent me a box set, which was very, very kind of him. And in this box set was I think it's 1/64th scale, which is, they don't actually do a 1/50th scale, but it's a 1/64th scale. And I'll just get it out of the box and show you this one. It's actually a set of 4, but it's actually this one here, which I think is 1/64th scale. And let me just give you a size relation. There's 1/64th scale, and there's 1/50th scale. So you can see like the difference, but they don't actually do a 1/50th in this colour. So thank you, Jason, because what you've actually done is completed my display. For the latest update on my display of my East Yorkshire bus, you can visit my YouTube site, which is under Dave Say. And as has been said before, if you look in the chat, and I think my name's in the chat somewhere, and go to the 3 dots, then I think you might find my YouTube. Failing that, you can find my YouTube somewhere on the Routemaster group. And failing that, if you want to private message me or something, then I'll send a link over or whatever if you can't find it. And the idea is that I'm going to sit them on the Lazy Susan, and there'll be 5 Routemasters. Obviously the 1/12 scale one, and then the 1/24th scale, which will be this size. That's the roof for the 1/24th scale, which I've nearly got done. And then there'll be the 1/64th, which Jason kindly gave me. And then there'll be the 1/76 scale. And then there'll be the N scale one. So there'll be 5 sizes of Routemaster on my display. And then I think I'm up to 62, I think it is, on my build, but I've got all the copies, all the issues right up to 76 for both buses, so it's not a problem. So that's a quick update on mine. Christine's build, she's about 4 issues in front of me, but we've got all the issues up to 76, and the idea was that we was going to have a group build, if you like, both together, and every day that we've planned to have a build, mainly getting seats done, really. Every day that we've planned, there's been something happen that we haven't been able to do it. So we've just stockpiled the parts and the magazines, and we'll get round to it when we've got a free day or two, to try and catch up a bit.
Right.
Christine's build is on, as I say, about 4 issues in front of me. And again, if you go onto my YouTube site, you'll see them all on the Lazy Susan, and she's done exactly the same idea as what I've done. And Jason, once again, I don't want to embarrass you, Jason, but you was kind enough to finish Christine's build off by sending her this lovely lovely Shillabia 150th. And what a gorgeous model that is. Absolutely gorgeous. And as you know, we already had the 1/24 scale and a 1/76 and the smaller N scale. So that's going to complete hair build display. We've come across no real issues up to now, touch wood, and we're hoping that all the lights and everything work. We've tested them out with a tester, so they should work, really, shouldn't they?
Yeah, it should do.
Other than that, once we do get all the seats and everything made, then I'll put some pictures on the site, on the Facebook group site, and then when I've got something more to add, then I'll put it on the YouTube site as well. So
actually, I had a question, because obviously you're changing the color of your builds. Were the seats the same inside, or have you got to modify those?
yeah, no, the seats were exactly the same inside. The bus that Christine's building is actually a London bus. It only changed its colour and still ran in London, so it was exactly the same inside.
Right.
And ironically, the buses that ran in Hull, the bus that I'm doing, the East Yorkshire, they was exactly the same inside as well. It was only the outside that was actually painted. So luckily, very luckily, we don't have to change anything. Apart from, obviously, if they have adverts inside for London and the destination blind, they'll have to be changed. But that's about it, really.
Brilliant.
I'm looking for a supplier to supply me 1/12 scale destination blinds, or somebody who could make them, or send me suggestions on how I could make them, because obviously the destination blinds all the way around will want altering on my bus. On Christine's bus, I'm hoping that, I believe we get a choice of destinations. We can actually alter the destination by a little thumb wheel or something like that. And I'm hoping that I can change the destination to be slightly different to what it is as the standard build, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
So if not, it doesn't really matter, because that Christine's bus actually ran in London and ran on some of them routes that are on the blind, so it doesn't matter.
Right. I said, oh, bless. Stuart says in the chat, everyone's getting gifts. That's awesome. Can I have one? Yeah.
Right, in the chat, I've posted my channel. I've posted Dave Says, and
Oh, thank you, Adrian. Thank you ever so much.
Horlicks is, and I've forgotten your name.
Fleetwood. Jay.
Fleetwood, yeah, sorry. I can remember what it was exactly. I do apologise for that.
I'll get
thank you ever so much.
I've not even seen. I can't see them yet. I think maybe I've got a bit of a delay in my chat.
Or they got to be moderated. Fleetwood, can you see them?
Nope. Last comment I got is from Stuart Sullivan on mine.
And I can't see any chat, so
I posted mine at 9:50. Then I posted Dave Say it's at 9:53. Fleetwood Jet at 9:55.
Oh, okay. Yeah, normally if it needs accepting, I get it on my chat and then it'll come up and then it'll say show message and next to it, but I've not got anything coming up here.
No, I haven't.
If it doesn't come up, Adrian, you could probably post it in the comments after the live video, maybe.
Could be.
That's weird. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Maybe it just takes a minute to pop up.
Oh, we haven't done next week's build yet.
No, we'll come on to that just before the end of the show. Obviously, I'm thinking about wrapping it up very shortly. I just wanted to go over to, well, we're on Adrian. So, Adrian, how are you getting on with your builds? Whereabouts are you up to, and what are you waiting to do? And
I'm waiting for my handbrake so I can fit on the lower deck floor.
right,
And then back end, I built the top seats. It's basically I'm waiting on the electronics side.
right, okay,
So
yeah,
I didn't do last week's or this week's. Well, I'll show you this week's
yeah,
parts.
Yeah.
okay. So you reckon? So you're just waiting on the handbrake, and then you should be good to catch up at some point.
Guess.
Brilliant.
Hopefully next time when we do it, I'll be up to date.
Right. Brilliant. And Fleetwood, have you got any amendments to yours and stuff? Where are you up to? And I know recently you actually, I think, well, you showed us last week, but you added some bits and bobs to the seats, didn't you?
Yeah, I got some bits and pieces. The bra and knickers turned up for the top deck.
Oh, really?
So yeah. So
Are they on?
no, they're nice red lacy ones, you see. So don't quite fit me yet. I need to slim down a few.
No, I mean, have you put them on the? Are they actually on your model?
Not
No.
yet. They're in the front. We'll put them on because
Okay.
they're so fiddly, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Plus, also, I've got to take it all off anyway because I haven't fitted issue 74, the metal frame, to the upper deck yet. I'm just going to wait till I got the whole upper deck metal frame, then attach it because I'm just fearing having half a metal deck and half not. I don't want to warp the floor.
Right.
Yeah.
So just best keep it sitting on the floor. It's nice and flat. Then I've got the metal frame sitting on top of the Routemaster ready. So
Yeah.
Brilliant. No, I look forward to that. So everyone watch this space. We'll see Fleetwood's bra and knickers. Right, Lucas has said, "Hi Dave. Looking at what you've just said, your bases would be different size. That's standard size, so you can put your models on the side." He's asking if you can make them wider.
Yeah, you could make them wider. Yeah. Yeah, you could make them wider, I suppose. Yeah, the bases. Yeah. Yeah.
So I suppose maybe ping a message and you could sort that. But yeah, that's really nice. So yeah, he's offering to make them a bit wider so you can obviously get all your collection perhaps on there, or I suppose it depends how you want to display it.
Yeah, the original idea was to sit them on the Lazy Susan and display them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Starting off with like I've done on my YouTube, I've extended my Lazy Susan, and it's obviously round, and then sit them squarely, sort of back from one another, so that they go down in size, and that's one of the ideas that I had. But yeah, I never thought about putting them on a square board, I suppose. Yeah, that is a possibility. So I could get them all together that way. Yeah, yeah, that is a good idea.
Brilliant.
For display purposes, anyway. I'm thinking of a 6-foot table, and then for display, and then putting whatever on a 6-foot table to actually display them. And I thought originally, if I have a round Lazy Susan, put 5 on their own lazy Susan, and then 5 sat separately, and then perhaps other smaller models to accompany them. All Routemasters, of course.
Stuart's having tremendous problems getting his issues delivered. They're taking 6 weeks. Yeah, I think my last delivery was a week or 2 late, and I'm yet to receive anything this week. So as it stands now, unfortunately, I haven't got a build Monday because I'm up to date and I'm still waiting for post. And I'm still waiting for my very last issues of the DeLorean, and that's been going on for weeks.
Didn't Penny put in the post something about the 75 or whatever, issue 76 onwards, being dispatched the 26th of July?
Yeah, something like actually, I think it was they supposed to be sent on the 14th or the 10th or something. I think they were dispatched on the 20th, I think she said.
All right, yeah.
Dave, Lucas, just have a think about it, and then you can have a chat with him later.
Yeah, okay.
Chris Davies says that would be a sight, Horlicks. And have I seen his previous message? Is that about your link, Chris? Yeah, basically, it doesn't seem that it's accepting links. I mean, Adrian tried to link it for you, but it's not coming up. So if you find one of Chris Davies' comments, to the right-hand side, you've got 3 dots when you select it. And then you can click on that and go to his channel. And then if you click subscribe and click the bell notification, when he does go live or upload a video, you'll get a notification of that. Trevor will both have exactly the same problem. Oh, right, yeah, in regards to the issues. Trevor Rodway must go now. My dog is sitting with his paws crossed. Bless. Good night, everybody. Happy building. Thank you very much, Trevor. Take care, and we'll see you next week. Dave. Oh, Dave Mills asking how much the bases are going for, including the postage. I can't actually remember. I don't actually know personally, because
I think you have to get in touch with David personally for that one.
Yeah. Connect with David on Facebook, on the Facebook group, and then you can private message, and you can organise that with him. Shane Boston saying, are we going to put our bus builds in cases? If so, where are you buying it, or where are you buying the parts to build it? Now, I know you were talking about that a few weeks ago, weren't you, Dave, about suggestions for like a case for it. But that was more for transporting it, wasn't it, to your shows and things?
Well, my original idea came up with David, actually, that David was going to build a case and encase it in a case and then lift it up with a couple of handles either side and just unclip it on a table and then take the top off, and there you are, it's displayed. But then I had a rethink, and I think I want to display them 5 and 5, so pretty much together. So that'll mean individually putting them out on display from wrapped up in boxes or whatever. But yeah, that is a possibility, that our good friend David there could make a transport box for people to transport them, or to keep them safe, or keep them dust free, or whatever. he could probably make a box. But obviously there is, there's going to be cost involved to do that. But at the end of the day, it's an expensive model, so we need to look after them really.
Yeah. So I'm just replying to Dave Milne. Sorry, yeah, David Buckingham.
Yeah.
There you go. I've posted it. Yeah, search for him on Facebook. He's in the group. Matthew Baum says, evening all. My birthday is next Thursday. Oh, happy birthday for next Thursday. We might just next week. We might sing a little sing song.
Yeah, it's a bit earlier, isn't it?
Yeah. Shane says he's going to make his case from glass. So that'll be interesting. So yeah, please keep us posted on that. Let us know how you get on with that. And obviously we're not near it yet, but be interesting to see some pictures and that. Are you on the Facebook group, Shane? If not, I've sent a link further up somewhere. Yeah, join us and post any videos you've got, photos. We love all that. So yeah, let's see some pictures of what you're up to. Right. So yeah, next week then. I think I did see Adrian had it up.
Yeah, I did have it. Can we put it back up again?
Yeah, please. So next week, looks like we've got part. And there you go. Build the Routemaster. A figurine of a schoolboy is supplied as another passenger on your Routemaster. So there we go. That is what we have next week. So actually, this has actually worked out really well for Penny then, hasn't it? Because next week should be able to catch up with this issue, but there won't be actually a build to do next week anyway. So yeah, timing's been really good.
It has, yeah. It's been spot on.
Yes.
So I think on that, has anyone else got anything to add this evening? Anything else you want to bring up?
Nope.
No, I don't think
not me.
so.
No?
No.
Okay, so I suppose that is it for the show this week. Thank you everyone for your comments. It's been a really good evening. I was a bit slightly apprehensive about it because I thought, oh my god, we're actually going to be able to fill a show and talk about random stuff, but it's been really good. And thank you so much to Adrian, Dave and Fleetwood for joining me. You've really helped me out, and yeah, it's been really good fun this evening. So yeah, I suppose that's going to leave me to close the show. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. As I say, every fourth week Penny will be working late, so this will be sort of every 4 weeks. But Penny will be back next week. So don't worry if you're missing Penny. She will be back next week. And so will I. So yeah, I'm going to say good night to everyone, and I'm going to pass you over to Fleetwood now.
Good night, everybody, and I will see you probably in a few weeks' time.
Brilliant. Yeah, look forward to that. And Dave?
Good night, everybody. And let's hope you sleep well. And thank you ever so much for joining us. And don't forget now, Penny will be back next week. Penny number 1, that is. Bye now.
And yeah, actually, XP40F20 says good show, but still miss Penny. Yeah, of course we do. She's part of us, isn't she? So it's not quite the same, but
Queen Penny.
she'll be back next week. And that leaves us with Adrian.
Good night, all.
Brilliant. So
Hope
yeah,
we see you again in 4 weeks' time again, hopefully.
yes,
Depends.
definitely. Look forward to it. So yeah, thank you all of you for coming on with me this evening, and it's just made this whole thing a lot easier for me. And yeah, we've had a really good time. So see you all next week. Goodbye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.